All right, we are live. I don't think I'm going to bother with the theme song or anything along those lines. The whole point of the live cast tonight is to get your guys' opinions on where you want the show to go in the future. Now, I started a thread on this earlier today, and I need to get over to it. I don't have Skype going, so you don't try to call me on Skype. I can't find the thread of what we were talking about. Where the hell is it? I will find it. Here we go. Okay, so here's the deal. Hey, what's going on, John? What I really want to do is I want to expand this live cast out a little bit, and I love doing it, and I love the fact that you guys come on, every single week, and we talk and we have a good time. But I really want to make it bigger, a little bit, at least a little bit bigger than what it was or what it's been. So my options for doing that is one of two things. I either take it out of the Mac to the Future Facebook group, and by out I mean not so much change it in any way. It's still going to be pretty much the same show as it was. It won't be exclusive live in the Mac to the Future Facebook group. I would put it on my regular feed and Facebook feed, and I would advertise it as such on Facebook and in Twitter and all the various ways that you can spread news like this to get people to come in and watch it and hopefully participate. Now, the other option would be to take it to YouTube and live stream it on YouTube and pretty much do the same thing that I would be doing if it was on Facebook. Whereas I would advertise it on Twitter and I would advertise it on Facebook and all of the various things that you can do along those lines. And the benefit of that for me would be when I was done, it would be available a lot sooner for me to edit. And by edit, I mean take off the very beginning part where Warren or whoever happens to be doing the show with me and I are kind of shooting the breeze. And then at the very end, basically start it right from where we have the logo and the theme music and all the rest of that, of which all of that is also up for change. So that's what I'm kind of talking about here. And I really, because I started this in this group, and you guys have stuck with me for the entire time, and some of you have been here like almost each and every week, putting up with all of the problems and whether it was audio or stuttering video or just all the things that can so easily go wrong with something like this, especially when you're trying to do all of it yourself, whether it's moderating a chat or trying to take calls or just trying to put together show notes and sound somewhat intelligent about whatever the topic is. There's a lot of work that kind of goes on behind the scenes before I ever hit any of the buttons to start all of this stuff. And you guys have been there for the last 35 weeks. If you can believe it, it's been 35 weeks that I've been doing this show, and you guys have been with me. And what I don't want to do is have you guys think I'm like leaving the group behind, or that I don't appreciate all the support that I've gotten from the group, because I really, really do appreciate it. So, talk to me. Let me know what it is that you want, and what you think I should be doing. The lines are open if you want to call in. It's 701-801-4367. You can either do it from your cell phone. You can hit the link that I've got there in the Mac to the Future page and connect that way. Though, if you do connect that way, what we've experienced in the past has been some lag as far as you speaking, me hearing it, and then you hearing me back. And that's got to be a problem with the Xeno Live service, where you're basically speaking, it's going through their servers and their browser, coming to me, I'm hearing it, and then speaking back. So there is going to be some delay. There's really not much we can do about that. It's nowhere near as bad as the delay that we get with Facebook, or the delay we get with YouTube, which is typically anywhere from 7 to 10 seconds. So there's only one person, I guess there's only one person on right now. I'm guessing it's John. But it is now 8:03. So anybody that wants to come on and talk, it's 701-801-4367. Let me know what you think. Because I would really like to know. So again, we got a few more people that have just come on. So please go ahead and call in 701-801-4367, or go to the link that I provided, xenolive.com/GTech podcast. And you can connect through there. You can connect through your phone. You can connect through, however it is that you want to connect. Just give me a call, and we can talk about what's going to go on in the future. So, I'm still waiting, but those are basically the options. And for people who are just coming in, the options are basically keep the show as it is right now, where I'm doing it just in the Mac to the Future Facebook group. Take it outside the Mac to the Future Facebook group. Do it on just Facebook Live in general, and that way anybody, whether or not they belong to the Mac to the Future page, can view it and comment. Though everything would still be coming back to the Mac to the Future. I mean, there would be links, and I would probably do special broadcasts like this. Ooh, we have a call. Hello, 312.
Oh, shit.
Who's this?
Hello, Guy.
Yeah.
Hey, this is John.
Hey, what's going on, John?
Oh, not too much. I'm actually away for the weekend, and I thought I'd call in, and I kind of caught the tail end of what you were saying. And I know probably, what happens is it maybe takes a minute for everybody to, because I get a notification, or if I pop on, it'll let me know that you're doing this. So right. I just wanted you, if you could, just reiterate what is the crux of what's going on here. I caught the tail end of you saying something along the lines of, like, you don't want to feel like you're outgrowing the group. Can you just kind of reiterate what you were saying? Because I didn't really understand it.
Sure. Basically, what's going on is I've been doing this live cast on Facebook in just the Mac to the Future group for 35 weeks, and
wow, okay.
And it's it's great. I'm having a good time, especially since Warren came on. I have somebody to kind of bounce stuff off of, which makes it so much more fun for me. But what I would also like to do, and this is along the lines of like adding things like this call-in feature, and I mean, I still have no idea whether Xeno Live is going to be the solution for that or not, because it could blow up in my face like it did not last Wednesday, but the Wednesday before that, or it could suddenly just go away. I'm sure there are better ways to do it. I just have to figure out whether Xeno Live is the service that I want to use, or do I want to actually go to a paid service? The second thing is my choices for going forward are basically this. I can either stay within the Mac to the Future Facebook group and just do the live cast from there, in which case it's still exclusive to just the people that belong to the Mac to the Future group, but that limits the audience. Or I can take it outside of that group and just do it on my own profile, which means that and do it public. So that means anybody that's on Facebook that's interested in seeing this can see it and can comment and can see the links and all the rest of that. The other solution, or the other choice, is to go to something like YouTube live streaming, or some other service that does live streaming, and also do it from there. But of course, link everything back to Facebook. I guess it really depends on where the biggest bang for the buck or the biggest audience is going to be available.
Well, let me ask you this.
Sure.
And I'm kind of new to the group, and I'm still kind of learning who everybody is and everybody's personalities and the nuances. And there obviously some people are defensive and not. But so, is this show proprietary to you? Were you doing this before this? I know you have another. I'm just trying to understand, what the decision that you're throwing out there is, because I don't understand it. So, is this something you've been doing before, and then you started to do it on the, Back to the Future, or, because I don't know. Is there any ownership to Mac of the Future? And I know I'm not talking in reality, but I'm talking about.
I know what you mean.
Like, and I guess that's where I would start, is because is for me to see this show, do I have to be a member of Mac to the Future?
Of this group?
And I do, right?
Right now, yes.
If you are to do, so if you're to do this outside of that on your own, or whatever it may be, let's say it's just Mac podcast or Mac whatever. So I don't know.
The name wouldn't change, and it would still remain the Mac to the Future livecast. It would still tie back in to the Facebook group. It would still be a way to advertise the group outside of the group, because right now, unless you know about Mac to the Future, the Facebook group, then you have no way of knowing to join or that it even exists. So if I can expand outside of the core group, that this group exists, and if you're a Mac user or an Apple user, or you have an interest in it as a platform, that this is a great group to come in and be a part of. So that's kind of, and plus I would like more people to see this content. So if I can take it outside of the group, do it in Facebook, where there'll be a much wider audience, or do it in YouTube, where the potential for a large audience there exists as well, then that's kind of what I want to do. But what I don't want the people of the Mac to the Future Facebook group to think is that that this is like some kind of exit strategy for me to take the live cast away from the group, because it's still, when you get right down to it, I didn't start the Mac to the Future group. I have no ownership or claims of ownership at all to the Mac to the Future Facebook group. They were kind enough to make me an admin, though that kind of had to happen in order for me to do a live cast from the group. But the people that started this group, they're the ones that put in almost all the hard work and answering questions and moderating and all the stuff that's required to be a full-time admin for a Facebook group, like the normal people in the
Sure.
Mac to the Future Facebook group. I mean, and between the My Mac podcast, which I do on the weekends, the live cast that I'm doing here, and of course, work and family and everything else, I don't really have the time to put in to the page or the group Mac to the Future as an admin. So I'm just kind of riding on their coattails along those lines. And so, whatever it is
Well, let
I
me
end
ask
up
you this.
doing, sure.
What would you, if you were to kind of ascertain, I mean, what is the goal of Mac to the Future? Is it to have the largest group? And I know the answer is no. We
No.
obviously want quality and what have you. So let's just say, for conversation's sake, you go and you start this on YouTube, or you have another page. Obviously, it's called Mac to the Future. Obviously, people are going to go check out Mac to the Future, and then they're going to want to join the group. So I'm saying, be careful what you wish for. That you start that, then there's going to be a lot of people. If that's a good thing, great. But I mean, from me being here for the little time, and I don't want to speak out of turn, is that you obviously your own individual. Facebook is a social media platform. We're in a group within the social media. You really can do what you want. And what I would say to you, and I can only speak for myself, there may only be a couple people on the call now, but people will come back and listen to this to hear what you had to say. And I think by virtue of, you even espousing that this is what your thoughts are, I think you're kind of saying that, you're not taking your toys and going home, that this is something you've been thinking about, and I want to do, whatever is the best for the group. And if that means taking it off and promoting Back to the Future. And, I don't know the logistics of what goes on, behind the scenes, like what you do. I'm impressed with what you do.
Oh,
but,
thank you.
I mean, I would personally say, I don't think it's an affront to the group. If you were to, if you were to go start that, it would just be, we would watch it from there. Or I don't know if it would be promoted through Mac to the Future and we go there. And if it's an opportunity for you to grow and spread your wings and get a larger audience out in the, the Facebook, because let's face it, Mac to the Future is a closed group. It is a private group, or whatever terminology you want to use, or nomenclature. But the bottom line is you can go out there and build, the Mac to the Future brand, and, the admins can be as, they can vet everyone as they do. I know Ed's got a good vetting process, and I applaud them, because, you get a few that squeak by, but they don't last very long. And, I look at Mac to the Future as a major asset. I own an agency in Chicago.
Right.
And, for me, I actually learn from it. And there's not too many groups out there that I learn from. And I've actually told, my employees to watch some of this stuff and, your other podcast. So I guess what I'm saying to you is, I don't know if you really need our approval or our,
well, it's
whatever.
It's not a question really of approval. I feel a great sense of loyalty to the Mac to the Future Facebook group. I've had a great time being part of that community, and whether or not, I mean, the only reason why I was made an admin was because I had to be an admin in order to do the live cast. So if for whatever reason they wanted to take, admin rights away from me, if I'm no longer live casting from within the group, then, that's okay. Because I'm not really active as an admin. So I would ask that they probably leave me in so that I could do special little, live casts just for the group.
You feel like it.
But yeah, they wouldn't necessarily have to keep me as an admin. But the group is great, and I love being in it.
I would think the more the merrier for them. I mean, if someone goes on vacation or whatever, I just think that the oversight, I mean, do you feel a sense of, obligation that you need to put in certain time to be an admin, or I mean, maybe your administrative responsibilities are purely that you do the podcast, and you're there out there to kind of let people know about it, so we can bring more quality people in there. I love that we have Apple employees. I love that we have people from diverse backgrounds and people 10 times smarter than me.
Head
and
cheerleader. That's me.
Yeah. But like I said, I saw you on here. I know there's only a couple people on, and I just kind of wanted to say that, I watch, and I'm for whatever, is for the betterment of the group. I don't think I think you could do your own thing, and I think it could be beneficial and fortuitous and fruitful for the group if you did that.
Yeah, well, that's kind of what I was thinking as well. And I was kind of hoping there would be a few more people on, but I did kind of throw this together at the last minute. But yeah, you're right. There will be people who will be watching this later on, and there's no time limit on when you can let me know how you feel about all the stuff that we've talked about on this live cast. You're not going to hurt my feelings through pretty much anything that you say. I've got a pretty thick skin. I've been doing podcasting for a really, really long time. And so, you kind of have to develop a thick skin along those lines, because there are always going to be people that don't like it.
My thing is, it's a Friday night. There's not going to be a lot of people. To me, it's like a live TV program. Now the big thing is that more people are recording and listening to it later at, when it's convenient.
Right.
To them.
Time shifted content.
Look at this. You almost have to look at this, and then just, basically preamble it by saying, here's what was discussed, so you guys can get a clear understanding of what, I am discussing. Take a listen and comment accordingly. And then I think you've accomplished your goal. Whether there were 10 people on this call or 100 people, well, I think probably you're going to get more of the discourse after.
Yeah, probably.
A lot of people like to think, and over the weekend you'll probably get, if you post it saying here's what transpired, I just think you're going to get people that can listen to it on the weekend when they got a minute, and they'll chime in what their thoughts are. I think you'll get a pretty clear indication of what, of what you think the feelings are of the group.
Yeah. Yeah. And probably what I'll end up doing is I'll continue to push back to the video a couple times this weekend, so that people who don't know about it can go and check it out. So, all right, John. Well, I appreciate you coming on.
Making it rain. Thank you very much. You have a good night.
Okay, you too. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and keep this short, so people who want to come back and watch it later won't have to go through an hour's worth of video to get to the meat and the potatoes. Basically, for the last time of the evening, it's either keep it here in exclusive to the Mac to the Future group, take it to the more general Facebook population to kind of expand it out a little bit and hopefully get some more people into the group, or take it to YouTube. There's all kinds of a couple of different ways that I can go here. I really, really want your opinion, and if after watching this you could kind of leave some comments, let me know how you feel, I would really appreciate it. And I think on that note, I'm going to go ahead and finish this off. Thanks to everybody who's watched it tonight. Bye.